William Atkins structures this interesting book around 7 desert journeys, in Oman, Australia, China, Kazakhstan, Egypt, and 2 in the US, the Sonora in eastern California, southern Arizona, and a bit of Mexico and Nevada's Black Rock. This is his second book. His first, The More, set entirely in the UK, enjoyed critical success. In both volumes he cites widely and wisely from the writings of others, in this case desert travelogues, mostly from the 19th and 20th centuries. The writers are shabby, irascible, not always likable bunch. The usual suspects pop up. Wilfred Thesiger wrote to his mother, "It is curious how the desert satisfies me and gives me peace." This leads Atkins to regret the passage of time. The eastern sands of Bertram Thomas empty Quartara's footprint riddled as Clacton-on-Sea. Atkins walks in Thomas' steps between Ramlat Fasad and Ramlat Maitan in Oman. That old fraud T. Lawrence gets a look inked, of course. Though Atkins' library is broad, the reader also learns about the 1953 story Biggles in the Gobi, a volume that had hitherto escaped me. Atmospheric, geological and geographical features that contribute to desert formation are well handled here, as are modern political issues, such as nuclear testing in southern Australia in the 1950s. Within the test zone, still, neither dingoes nor eagles will touch a camel carcass. This was also the liberty the desert permitted, the moral liberty available to us in dreams, the liberty to perpetrate outrages. Atkins is strong on topography, writing of desert Gothic, and displays throughout a fine descriptive touch. In the Gobi, half-buried scraps of polythene were shivering in the breeze. In Almaty, eastern Kazakhstan, he arrives just as the World Weightlifting Championships are starting, the city of nervous giants in white tracksuits. 1,300 kilometers farther west, in one of the strongest chapters in the book, Atkins witnesses the ecological disaster of the Aral Sea, one of the worst of our time, in a hotly contested field. Before the 1960s, the Aral, the Uzbek-Kazakh border bisects it horizontally, supplied 50,000 tons of fish per year. It had fallen to 3,000 by 1975, then commercial fishing ceased, the result of water being rerouted to support the burgeoning cotton business. But to what end, as Atkins says, average life expectancy in Central Asia's cottonlands is 20 years below that of the former Soviet Union as a whole. And that's not a high bar. The Gobi section is gripping, too. Our man flies to Shanghai, then 2,250 kilometers west to Jiayuguan in Gansu. Later, at the railhead at Ansi today's Ilyuyan, I boarded a packed minibus bound for Dunhuang, which lay 80 kilometers south across a plain scattered with saxol, the green-grey bushes that are often the Gobi's only vegetation. That said, this chapter is far more history than travelogue, and why not after Gobi? Atkins tackles a sliver of the fearsome, 370,000 square kilometer Taklamakan. It has been estimated that desertification affects a sixth of humankind and 70% of all arid areas. Deserts pass civilization and toss away the detritus of society. As one might expect, Atkins reflects on the implications for the human mind. In Egypt, he follows Saint Anthony into the hot sands. The saint's story, a step-by-step progression into oblivion, from the lush Nile floodplain to the arid interior, became a model for others wishing to renounce society. He sets out in these pages to examine what the desert is in the cultural, religious and psychological senses. He correctly identifies desert duality, deathly and forsaken, yet the site of revelation, of contemplation and sanctuary. He handles the metaphorical aspect of his subject with a light touch. In Arizona he rents a casita, immerses himself in the urban scene and writes of the migrant crisis, a topic which dominates the chapter. Still, the desert border remains largely unfenced, and the author notes the number of human remains recovered from arroyos and bajadas and the shadows of ironwood trees. The Immeasurable World is delightfully variegated. Within a page, Atkins switches from environmental Jeremiah to an account of the famous Burning Man Festival in Nevada, an event you will never visit after reading this book. Attractions include a genital portrait studio, an ass-stamping tent and a dildo ring toss. Each year 70,000 people hand over good money to attend. But Atkins meets a girl there, so it wasn't all bad. Mercy, he keeps the inner journey on the sidelines, with only brief references to a departing girlfriend, depression, and packing up a flat. It seems that he had become spiritually desertified. In the end, one wonders what connects the disparate narratives in these chapters, bar vague reflections on the haiku of the desert, biological and social. But it's an entertaining volume. The Immeasurable World by William Atkins is published by Faber, £20. To order a copy for £17, go to guardianbookshop.com or call 0330-333-6846. Free UK PP over £10, orders only. Phone orders min PP of £1.99.